Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, and welcome to another episode of This Week on iRacing. Now, let's start off this week's episode with a series we very rarely cover, and for good reason, because it has such a large gap between races, and that is the Creventic Endurance Series. It finally returns after about 3-4 months. It is finally back, and we have a 12-hour race around Elgato. Now, if you haven't heard of this series before, and I don't blame you because it has such a large gap between races, it basically is a series that runs every single year. It involves the Porsche Cups, the GT4s, and the TCRs. So it's a multi-class race. All the races are 12 hours long, and normally they just fluctuate in between which tracks they choose, and it's normally about 4 races a season. Now, the cool thing about this is it's a combination that we don't ever really see with P Cups, GT4s, and TCRs, which is nice. I suppose the only time you'll ever see them on track together is for the Nürburgring Endurance Championship. But anyways, I digress. There's no rain for this event, so you don't need to worry about it. The time slots are Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m. GMT and 1 a.m. GMT. Okay, track limits is 50, so you get 50x, you get a drive-through, and then I believe every 20 after that you get another drive-through. Good thing about this series is that the Porsche Cups and the GT4s have actually raced here in their respective series, so you don't need to worry too much about setups. I think GT4s actually race here this week in the Falcon Sports Car Tyre Challenge. So if you need setups for GT4s, you're already sorted. And I think the Porsche Cup raced here a couple of weeks ago. So setup-wise, you should be absolutely fine. TCRs, though, you might struggle, to be honest with you. TCRs, if I'm being brutally honest, it's a bit of a dead class at the moment. Not many people race them at all. And the fact no series involving the TCR has actually gone to this track this season, setups will be few and far between, so I don't expect many people in the TCR to sign up. But regardless, it's happening this weekend on Saturday. I highly recommend you actually do the event itself. It's a fun event. It's completely different to what you normally do in terms of the classes. So, yeah, I'd highly recommend you do it. I'm going to be doing it. I'll be doing it with my teammate Josh. So, should be good fun. Should be a good laugh. There are no fast repairs in this series, I believe. And, yeah, I think that's all the information you need to know. But, yeah, 12-hour race on Saturday. Really looking forward to it. Yeah, I just love myself a decent endurance race, to be honest with you. Whenever there's like an endurance race that's either 6 hours long or longer, I always look forward to the weekend. I always look forward to it, and this is no exception. So yeah, fingers crossed you guys sign up. Hopefully it'll be nice and popular. Good cars, good track, nice length. What's not to like? Up next we have the, oh, did you know I used to be an airfield? Oh, shut up. Do you know that nobody cares, all right? Stop it with the memes. It's done, okay? I've had enough. Anyways, we're at Sebring. We're at Sebring for IMSA Open, IMSA Fix, and the IMSA Endurance. It's a night race, so make sure you remember to turn your headlights on. Low track temperature. It's going to be around 20 degrees. It's going to be pretty low for this one, to be honest with you, with it being in the evening. No chance of rain in the Open or the Fix this week, boys and girls, apart from the Endurance race, which has a 17% chance of rain, which is pretty low, to be honest with you. So do not be surprised if all 3 slots this weekend in the IMSA Endurance are actually dry, because yeah, 17% is pretty damn low. But yeah, I fully expect IMSA this week to be very popular. It's not been very popular the last couple of weeks, but I expect it to basically flip it on its head this week with Sebring. It's a very, very popular track. Lots of people like it. Lots of people race here. I'm not personally a fan. There are too many corners that I absolutely despise on this track, but I can see why it's so popular. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some good numbers this week. Strength of fields will be relatively high. It's a multi-class race. It's at Sebring. It'll be chaotic, but should be a good laugh regardless. But yeah, hopefully that's all the information you need for this week when it comes to IMSA Open, IMSA Fixed, and of course IMSA Endurance as well. Next up on my list, we have the GT Sprint, the GT Endurance, and the Fanatec GT3 Challenge. All 3 of these series, as we know, go to the same track, and that track this week is Watkins Glen Boots. So Watkins Glen with the bus stop in it, the chicane that we're going through right now. And unfortunately, some people will say it's good. I think most people say it's bad, but it's raining, and it's raining an awful lot. So, yeah, it's going to be a very, very tricky combo, this one. So, Watkins Glen boot with rain. Now, if you do not want the rain, head yourself over to GT3 Fixed. So, the fixed version has no chance of rain. But the open has 82%, and the endurance is 100% chance of rain. So, if you are a rain specialist, if you're thinking you're the next Jensen Button at Canada, then this could be the combination for you. Track temp wise, it's going to be sub 20 degrees because it's raining. What do you expect? It's going to be super, super low. Tip for this one, bring your boots, bring your wellies, umbrellas, the whole lot. It is going to be extremely difficult. It's going to be extremely wet out there. And yeah, that bus stop chicane is going to be an absolute killer. I expect things like the Audi, Porsche, Lambo to be the go-to cars for this one. Those three seem to be the fastest cars in the by quite some margin, I would say. But yeah, if you're a fan of Watkins Glen, I'm sure you'll like this week, but the rain might put a few people off. So I don't expect participation to be as high as it could have been if it was dry. But to be honest with you, I don't think I'll mind this too much. I'll certainly give this combo a go, I think, and see how I get on this week. I may even give the endurance a go on the Sunday. But yeah, there you go. That's all the information hopefully you will need for the GT Sprint, the GT Endurance, and the GT3 Fanatec Challenge for this week. Alrighty then. Up next on the list is the Falcon Sports Car Challenge. This is where we have some lovely LMP3s and GT4s battle it out in a 30-minute multi-class race with no pit stops required. So it's at Elgato for this week, and there is a 67% chance of rain in this one. So more than likely, you're going to have some rain in your lobby, so make sure you get plenty of wet practice in. Now, GT4s, this will be a good chance to get some practice in for the 12-hour this weekend if you are participating in it. The only annoying thing is that it will be raining for this, so you may want to do the GT4 fixed, which I think is at Elgato as well. So that might be the place to go, or you could stick around here and just have some fun in the rain regardless. But yeah, should be a good combo this. This series is fairly popular, and I always like participating in this series, as you guys know. I'm a big fan of the LMP3. I think it's an awesome car. Still looking and waiting for that first series that has the LMP3 and endurance race. I will absolutely love that. In fact, an endurance version of this would absolutely be mega. Or if they turn the Fanatec Endurance Series and remove the P Cup and put the LMP3 in it, I would absolutely love that as well. But yeah, that's I don't think that's going to realistically happen for this. But yeah, there you have it. Falcon Sports Car Challenge at Elgato, 67% chance of rain. Watch out for the sends in the rain if you're in the GT4s. The LMP3s will try and send up the inside pretty quickly because they won't want to lose any more time than they already are. And yeah, should be fairly popular. The thing is with rain, it's really hard to judge. Like, it will put people off the rain, but I think this would be a pretty decent combo already. I think Elgato is a light tracked by most of the community, and yeah, GT4s and LMP3s are popular, so it should be fairly decent. And if you are at this track this week, I wish you the best of luck. Should be a lot of fun. And then lastly, before we end this episode, I just want to quickly cover the Porsche Cup Series. That's actually heading to Brands Hatch, which should be a good fun combo, to be honest with you. Difficult to overtake. Turn 1 especially will be tricky, but that should be a good fun. And then lastly, the Formula cars. Couldn't really find an interesting combo apart from the Formula Cs, the Super Formula Lights. They are going to Suzuka, so that should be a good laugh as well. No chance of rain in any of those, apart from the fixed Super Formula Lights. That has a slight chance of rain, whatever that means. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you for the next one. Cheers.